Jared Goff and Carson Wentz are expected to be the first two picks in tonight's NFL draft. Todd McShay released his last big board, and he has Carson Wentz and Jared Goff the 10th and 11th ranked players. How concerned should the Rams and Eagles be on using the top picks on these quarterbacks for that? We welcome Herm Edwards to the desk. Herm, we need you here.
Well, you're concerned, obviously, if these guys are busts because you've traded away, mortgaged your future. But in the National Football League, you don't have a long future unless you have a quarterback. So you have to understand that. I think both these young men are good players. You would say that they're probably not ready at this point to be inserted in the lineup. You look at the Rams, it seems like they're going with Goff. He's probably in a better place than Wentz. When you look at the Rams football team, how it's built, what they're going to ask this guy to do. Reminds me a lot of Alex Smith in this sense. If he can play like Alex Smith, he'll have a long career because of the team that he plays for, the Rams, and the fact they want to run the ball with Gurley. This team only threw 11 touchdown passes last year. If he can throw about 20 touchdown passes a year, don't turn the ball over, they'll play steady defense. The runner will score anywhere between 10 and 15 touchdowns. They have a chance to win a lot of football games. They were a 7-9 football team last year, lost 3 games by a total of 12 points. So I think they look at him that way. We're not going to put too much on his plate. Now, Wentz is in a different situation. He goes to a place where this whole football team is being restructured. When you think about it defensively, they go from a 3-4 to a 4-3. They have some pieces, but they're not all in place. They have an offensive head coach in Doug Peters that basically wants to run a West Coast type of offense, wants to run the power. They're going to run the football a little bit more than they have done in the past. They got a young quarterback. They were hoping that Sam Bradford was going to be the bridge, but it doesn't look like that. I don't know if Sam Bradford's lasts the whole year. I think he'll be gone by June. This is my personal opinion. We'll see. Then Chase Daniels will have to be that guy, unless Wentz just blows him out of the water. And all of a sudden you look at him every day and you watch him in the preseason and say, you know what, let's put the guy in there and let's let him play. So I think both young players are in different situations. And, no different than last year. We knew that Jameis Winston and Mariota, now their grades are higher. We had higher expectations, but they both went to teams that were maybe in transition. And they survived it. They actually survived it. Can these guys survive it physically, but more than that, mentally? A lot of pressure on the kid in Philly because it's in Philadelphia. Rams, a lot of pressure will be taken off that kid because they got Gurley back there. And they got a team that's pretty competitive in the division. Not saying Philadelphia can't, because the Dallas Cowboys were hurt last year. They'll be competitive. The Giants will be better. Washington is Washington. They won the division. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing unfolds.
Stephen A.
Well, when we talk about the concerns of the Rams and the Eagles in terms of their picks, Coach Herm Edwards, before you came on for this segment, you said, where did Jared Goff play?
University of California.
Cal.
Yeah.
Is there a particular quarterback in the NFL right now who's elite that comes from there?
Oh, yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
What's his name?
Aaron Rodgers.
That bad? Is that bad?
He's
man?
a bad man. And you know what? You'll
man?
like this one. I'm going to show you how bad he is. He's the only one out of the 16 now, well, we'll just say 15 because Goff hadn't been drafted yet, that actually won a Super Bowl.
Right.
That have been drafted out of Cal.
I knew that, Coach. I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah, it's a bad man.
Special to me.
No doubt.
He's a bad man. 24th overall in 2005. We understand that. Here's the difference. Aaron Rodgers came into the league, forget the cushion, being able to sit behind Brett Favre, learn, etc. He also came into the league knowing that he deserved better than what he got in terms of falling so low in that draft. This guy, Jared Goff, may go #1 overall.
Yes.
Now, I've got a friend that met Jared Goff, okay? And he was with his son. And his son said, Dad, you in better shape than him. Because Jared Goff looked tall. He was just tall, but he looked a bit fluffy. That was the word that they used.
Fluffy.
Didn't seem in great shape, etc. We've watched this guy, and what we see is an individual that threw 5 interceptions against Utah, But pro-style offense, some of the things he's capable of doing, running an offense in the NFL, etc., there are upsides, there are downsides. When we talk about athletic ability, arm strength, etc., we look at Carson Wentz. So there are questions about Jared Goff. When you combine that with the fact that he's going to go #1 overall in all likelihood, and he's going to be in a market like Los Angeles where they lose interest quick, I think the odds are stacked against him. And I find myself believing that when it comes to the Eagles and the Rams, they're taking a quarterback because that's what they need most. And so as a result, they moved up to take one of these guys as opposed to thinking that either one of them is franchise caliber material.
By the way, just quick point of order here.
Yes.
Aaron Rodgers, or Arrogant Rodgers as I now call him, is 3-5 in his last 8 playoff games. Just for the record, I just want to throw that in just to keep this.
He's a Super Bowl champion.
Yes.
He's a Super Bowl champion.
Ages ago. Now.
Oh, by the way, skip, hold on. There's another number I want to throw out there. You see the 3-5 number you just threw at me?
Yeah.
Do you know, even though it's a 3-5 record since he won that Super Bowl, those 3 victories are still one more playoff victory than Tony Romo has had in his 10 years?
This is not about Tony Romo, who went undrafted.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
He's done pretty well for undrafted, wouldn't you say?
The man's got 2 playoff victories in 10 years.
Now back to your quote. This was almost akin to the anonymous scout quotes that you hate this time of year. You have now quoted a friend of yours, like his kid or something, saying that
I was joking about it because it was a joke.
Fluffy? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just kidding, actually. But I thought it was funny that he might be fluffy. I don't know.
Yes. I
don't know Fluffy, actually, but that's okay.
You do.
All right.
Stop it.
So, Coach, I got to bring it back.
Yep.
The point here is that a Todd McShay that I have high regard for,
we both do,
has ranked these players, and he's saying that there are 9 players on his board who are more valuable to him in this draft than either of these 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And moreover, he's got Goff ranked 1 slot below Wentz.
Right.
So he's saying to the LA Rams that, hey, not only are you taking an overrated quarterback, you're taking the worst of the 2 overrated quarterbacks, okay?
Right.
Just for the record.
Right.
Now, I get what you say. You could put a lot of these quarterbacks in that Rams offense with the Rams defense. They might do okay.
Yeah.
Paxton Lynch could probably do okay. Connor Cook would do okay,
Sure.
right?
That's right.
I think Cardale Jones could do okay, right? But my point is, you've been doing this a long time, playing coaching. I've been covering this for a long, long time. In all my time covering drafts, I have never, ever seen a combined gamble like these combined gambles where they bet the ranch to go up for 2 can-miss quarterbacks. Because we're not talking, Stephen A. and I riffed to start the show about all the sort of can't-miss quarterbacks that went at the top of the draft, starting with John Elway, and, you know, we can go all the way to Aikman and Cam Newton and Andrew Luck. We just go on and on. Michael Vick, all these quarterbacks who were taken high. We knew they were going to be, you know, Peyton, obviously. They were all going to be pretty to very good.
Yes.
And we just knew it. We just knew. It'd just be a matter of, will they be this good or this great?
Right.
But with these 2, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I think they're iffy.
Well, we all sit here and say that.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And you know, last year, it turned out good.
Yeah.
Because Winston,
those 2.
But we said it. We say that. But every year we know that it's very difficult. Rookie quarterback coming in the league. How do they handle the mental aspect of it?
Okay.
Dealing with losing. Okay. Dealing with turning the ball over. That's the critical part. How did Peyton Manning, when he threw 27 interceptions his first year, how did he deal with that? Okay? Those are the things. Andrew Luck comes in, he takes a team from 4-12, and he takes them to 12-4. We don't see that a whole lot. Robert Griffin had that flash. He comes in here and, wow, you know, okay. That's what you're gambling on.
Yep.
We don't know. We don't know. There's no science to it. We don't know.
And then you don't know for a couple years even, so.
Gotta hope.
We shall see. Herm, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Where's my man Stephen A. today? Where you at, young man?
New York City.
Oh, boy, he's in the apple. He's
running the town, painting it red.